Hey golfers, I have the go-to putting station to help you putt the best in your life. This station will help you control one of the most important variables in putting, and that is the putter face. The putter face at impact is responsible for over 90% of where the ball starts. So that means the path, where the ball struck on the face, rise. A lot of other things only equate for a very, very small percentage, causing that ball to start on its intended line. So let's tidy some things up at address to be able to help you deliver this putter face at impact more efficiently. And if you can do that, you're gonna have a much better chance from inside of 10 feet getting these putts to hole. So I have a station here. I have 2 sticks and I have a mirror. We're gonna get into that in a sec. What I like to do first is have a conversation regarding the importance of setup and putting. The stroke is so small, even if we are 50 plus feet away from the hole, that if there are certain small little things that address that are a little off, it has a massive influence on how this putter moves, the speed in which the putter moves, and most importantly, how the putter face at impact is going to come in to the intended start line. So first thing I always like to do with whether it's new elite players that could be professional golfers all the way to the club level golfers, I want to make sure at address we get some things in line regarding arm structure, eye line, and ball position. And that's what this station is going to certainly help us with. But first, I want to go through this little exercise for you. So you're going to need your putter. I need you to stand about shoulders width. You're going to stand nice and tall, meaning vertical. You're going to take this putter and push it out so your arms are extended. I then want you to pull your arms in so that you're pretty much feeling your triceps pretty much right in front of the rib cages, if that makes sense. You can kind of see what this looks like. And once we're kind of in this position, the shaft's kind of about parallel to the ground, I want you to take your wrists and I want you to just flex them down a little bit so that the shaft is no longer parallel to the ground. We're going to flex that shaft a little bit. That gets the wrists into this thing called ulnar, which is going to help us with a number of things. So this is how we get set up. We get it here. We then bend from the hips. And I always like to say when we're doing this, once we feel like the top button on the shirt, or the Adam's apple we'll say, gets almost right on top of the toe line here, I then want you to kind of just drop the putter and take your setup. So that's going to help with arm structure, meaning how the arms are situated. It's going to help with the angle of the shaft at address, which is extremely important. And it's going to most certainly get you into a position where your eyes should be in a reasonable spot, which is really important, because if your eye line gets a little too inside of the ball or a little too on top or outside of the ball, it will certainly throw off how you perceive your lines and or breaks. So with all that, that's why we have this station. I've got one stick here that is parallel to my intended start line. I have another stick that it's pretty much going to go between my feet. That's just going to help ball position. I always like a ball that's just slightly forward of center, but ball position can move around based on the player. The most important piece, every golfer should have a putting mirror. These mirrors are great to help you set the putter at address efficiently, but more importantly, when we're going through this exercise and getting into our bends, using the mirror to kind of figure out where your eyes need to be based on your bends, based on pretty much where your arms are situated to allow this putter to flow most efficiently for you. So we get in here, I've got this stick just slightly forward of center. I'm going to stand nice and tall, pull my elbows in so triceps are in front of pretty much my rib cage. I'm going to flex the shaft down a little bit. I'm going to bend from my hips until I feel like this is kind of off my toe line. I'm then just going to let the putter drop. I can now see my eyes in the mirror. I want my eyes to be just off the inside left of the golf ball. I want to feel like the shaft is a little bit more this way, almost running through the lower part of my forearms. And then with that, we can just let the putter move back and through very naturally. if we can do that, if we can get set up a little more efficiently, we can start to deliver the putter face more efficiently, which will most certainly help you from a directional standpoint. And as your setup gets better and your technique is improving, it actually starts to help kind of the pace of your stroke, because there's going to be less, we'll say, manipulation going on, meaning either the putter accelerating or decelerating at times where potentially it shouldn't. So give this a try, get a putting mirror, create your little tee station, and really work on how we are getting the arms to be situated and the wrists with your bends as we kind of cuddle in there and take our address position to allow you to make more putts.